Greetings and welcome back to Stellaris, my Commonwealth of Man playthrough. I wanted to take a moment to talk about the economy, which is used to calculate your economic power and your score. It goes off of your base income, not counting what you are consuming. So even if your expenditure is high, it doesn't matter. It's how much you are producing. Now, to calculate it, each basic resource, energy credits, minerals, and food counts as 1 point. Consumer goods count as 2, and alloys count as 4. Your common strategic resources, being your exotic gases, rare crystals, and volatile motes, count as 10 points. And the rare strategic resources, the dark matter, living metal, and Zro, count as 20. Now, oddly enough, it doesn't seem to be counting, at least here, the nanites. I believe the nanites would count as a rare strategic resource, and it does not appear that this has been modified to include minor artifacts now that they are actually a resource, so I'm not sure how they fit in to the score level. And then your tech is based on cost of research technologies, which means that in a slow research game, tech has more valuable, though repeatables are reduced in value by a third. Now, to that extent, as we start to build refineries, we will greatly increase our economic score because it will not remove the 10 points for the minerals we are consuming, and we will be adding the strategic resources, which are worth about 10 points each, and as you've seen, our refineries produce about 4 of each. So that's 40 more points to our economic score for every refiner job that we get working. And if we look at the score and see our economic strength is now 13,000, it shouldn't take too awfully much to catch up to them. That is probably where they are getting the majority of their economic strength at this point, actually, is the AI does go a little heavy on refineries. We do have full vision, I think. Let's see. We have a decent amount of vision, intel on the Soran, but we have full vision on the United Nations of Earth. So let's pick one of their planets. All right, they have a lot of research here. If we go through their worlds, you can see they have gas extraction wells. This is a refinery-heavy world, even though it's not designated as a refinery, oddly enough. So yeah, this is where a lot of their economic score comes from, because they're producing 38 or almost 39 motes here, each one being worth 10 points. That's going to be, about 400 points of economy right there off of this world just from the chemist jobs. That's not counting what they're getting from the technician jobs, which is another 450. The mining jobs, that's another 650. So they are getting a large amount of their economic score because of their bonuses to production. Because as the AI, they get increased bonuses to their resource production. Yeah, they're getting 355% from Empire. So their technicians are producing 32 from 6. If we go back to one of our energy producing worlds, our technicians are producing only 26 from 6. So there's why the AI can outpace us in economy on the highest difficulty level, because they are getting so much more bonuses. Our empire-wide bonuses are only 95%, where theirs was 355. So they're getting another 200% at least from, or 250% from their empire bonuses. As our tech improves, we will catch up a little more, but it's mainly as we get more refineries and other colonies set up to produce more. Now, I believe we are also getting, as our subjects produce more, our score will also increase. So more subjects, more taxes, more score. Let's proceed onward here. I'd like to get the human modifications
Science
done.
Division report success.
And see what happens to our research when that happens. Quasi-dimensional reflection. Our operatives can access data from adjacent realities without risking setting off alarms in this reality. We can now get started on the Science Nexus, or boost our encryption. See, the Science Nexus would take 5 years, Boosting our encryption would take 2. I believe I want to get started on the science nexus to further boost our research, and we can spare the alloys while we are waiting to build up more minor artifacts for our upgrades. So now that we have megastructures, we need to get started on some. We have made it into the same system as this pirate fleet that is harassing our bulwark, the United Latrepian domains. It's not exactly winning against the station right now, but we're going to finish it off. Now, being pirates of the Latrepians, if the Latrepians have any tech we don't, we will get debris
Fleet
from
action
this
underway.
that we can make use of. Felnall Cooperative is in a migration treaty with the Federician League. Looks like we did not get any debris out of that. And now we're on our way to rid the pirates from the Great Human Empire. The Great Human Empire that has one human among all of its colonies. Yeah, because last time we checked and went through all of their planets, there's a human on Belgmim. They have a human on Magau. One on Budgob. And 4 on Bidgalb. But yeah, there's a dearth of humans throughout this empire. They are growing more here, at least. And here, where they have a little bit of assembly, that is mainly due... These are Miravandia? They don't look like Miravandia. What have you done to the Miravandia? There's one. Savannah Preference Miravandia. They were... Oh, these are different Miravandia, because these were an uplifted species. This is one that they are calling Miravandia, not the same as the Miravandians we have. Tenderzun built a branch office on Unity. That is something I keep forgetting on my State of the Commonwealth, is to cover holdings from the corporate branch offices on my worlds. Yeah, Flaxington has pretty much the 4 that they go for. The corporate embassy that boosts their diplomatic weight, the commercial forum that boosts the branch office value, the private research enterprises that give them research and boost how much they get from agreements, and the public relations firm that gives them unity. Most of these only provide clerk jobs. The commercial forum is the one that provides merchant jobs. But yeah, now that they have one on Unity, they'll be able to spam a lot more of these buildings. They're going for my higher population centers. Most of my worlds, let's see, Doran, Mindos, Destinicon, Destiny, Camelot. Yeah, it's just a handful of my worlds that they have not opened branch offices on. Felnall is guaranteeing the independence of the Gudgan Commonwealth. The Star Nation, formerly known as the Adnoran Reapers, has been destroyed by its enemies. So the Fanatic Purifiers are now hereby eliminated. They no longer exist.
Recon pass completed.
The Ubaria uprising began while you had fleets inside your new enemy's borders. A fleet has gone missing in action so that it can regroup inside friendly territory. The Ubaric Pious Nation has declared war on our vassal, the Great Human Empire. Consequently, we are now at war with the Ubaric Pious Nation. Where? Is it just... It doesn't look like it is switched over just yet. Oh! That was our science ship, I believe. No, it was a transport fleet that was on the planet. So yes, since they're having difficulty with their planets, I don't think I have enough intel to see their planet too well. Oh, I still can't. I can now. Alright, so now the Ubaric have risen up and they've filled up these slots. That will help their stability a little bit. So we do have an uprising. We have lost our vassal, I think. And they are declaring war on the Great Human Empire. Well, that's good. Now we can split off Vuzabaru into a separate area. Where did they make the capital? The capital went down here to Trappist. The capital is now Bugden. Alright, so we need a Ministry of Truth over here on Bugden. We're going to go deal with these pirates first. Now, since we are at war with the Ubaric Pious Nation, so are most of our allies. And the Soren and the Tenderzun, because of our defensive pacts and their vassals, have been forced into this. So it looks like we're going to have to mobilize a few fleets to take care of this. Their fleet strength is unknown to us right now. 50k. Well, we have sufficient forces right there from our allies to take it out. Let's make sure none of ours are on take point so they don't come running to our fleets. It looks like all of them are on discourage, so we should be good there. We fully surveyed the Slime system and are now on our way to survey the Fuzhou system. But yeah, we'll have the Pegasus reinforcements go ahead and take care of the pirates and see if our allies can't crush this rebellion fast for us. Now, that small transport fleet we had was the garrison for this. We'll take this other transport fleet, since that one will be gone for 2 months, and land it on Trappist. And we've got to keep an eye out for if they decide to shift their capital. I actually think Glugbath would make a better capital. But the AI is pretty bad about swapping its capital around. Plus, it won't be too long before we may end up being able to split this into multiple vassals as different planets rebel. Just like I intend to do to the Ubaric, because the war goal here is it will remain a subject of us. Basically, we're going to end up conquering this and be able to spin it off as a subject. And I am not going to make the mistake I did previously. We are not allowing random names, and we will be shifting some humans over here to make sure they have leaders. We can spare like some artisans to shift over here to be the humans when we reconquer this place, but we need to get this planet under control before we spin it back off. We'll end up purging all the robots, and we might end up, well, these guys are industrious and natural engineers. We might end up making the Ubaric the head over here, rather than spinning off some humans if necessary. But I think we are going to purge any cybernetic species when we have rebellions like this. We're going to get rid of them. Now, I did have
Skywatch has sighted a spaceborne life form. Skywatch has sighted a spaceborne life form.
Where? I have a ship moving around over here. What did I see? Nothing on this one, I think. So I think that was these two turning red, possibly. They're not spaceborne life forms, they're enemy battle groups. But that could be what we got the pop-up on. I don't see any spaceborne life forms in the immediate vicinity. Again, I think that information without a pop-up directing me is... I mean, maybe if I was panned way out, it would ping when it happened. I don't know. I tend to like viewing things closer up. Are you guys moving yet? Mobilizing yet? No. See, how tough is that station? It's only a 4.7. As soon as that fleet leaves there, I could bring Strike Force Pegasus down here to do some damage. Alright, we've made it in with this pirate fleet.
Fleet action underway.
The Ad Norum Imperium is a migration treaty with the Veteresian League. The Veteresian League broke their migration treaty with the United Nations of Earth, and the Ubaric Pious Nation has joined the Galactic community. They never got through our shields. All they did was shield damage. 4 Pegasus cruisers took out that pirate fleet. Are you guys mobilizing
Science Division
yet?
report success.
No. We have Gauss cannons. This updated version of the old coil gun design is even more destructive than the latest railgun designs. It is capable of launching projectiles with incredible accuracy and speed. Alright, let's knock out the Stormfire cannons. That will take 15 months. And it's the final upgrade for the autocannon. They sent their fleet in here to Jatham. Our fleets are still not moving, it doesn't look like. We're at war, people. Get mobilized. Let's see, I do have a fleet that is at full strength right now. That is Strike Force Gorgon. Strike Force Gorgon needs to head down this way. It'll take them 6 months to get here. Actually, let's head to Jaltham. Yeah, both we and the Great Human Empire have a claim on this, and the claim seems to go to me first. Can I revoke a claim? Let's see, claims. We cannot remove claims when at war. So I would have to remove that claim when we're at peace. I don't have a claim on this system. So it generated a claim when the rebellion happened for me, and that's the reason that I get the system over returning it to my vassal. I think it shouldn't auto-generate a claim on a rebellion for somebody else's system. It should go to the vassal, not to me. I should have to spend the influence if I want to take it away from my vassal.
Engaging enemy station.
You guys still have not mobilized. And we are taking on this little pirate station. A little bit of energy credits and minerals from that. We did not take any well, no, it says we took shield damage. Yeah, they had mass drivers. Alright, now let's get the hell out of here. Because we do not want to run into these large battle groups. No, that's not the direction you should redirect. I want you to direct this way. I don't want you passing through the hostile fleet. They still have not mobilized. When Pegasus gets here, I think I will start leading. They're all following Task Force Bosca, who has no orders. Alright, we're into the system. They've got 50k, we've got 35. Let us go that way and take point. And actually, let's swing by here, go that way, and then attack that station. Or move to that station. I think the Lavtisha battle group is going to be able to flip that station pretty handily.
New species variant available.
We have finally completed the human species. We currently are listed as having just under 2k research in most of these fields. And our unity is currently 2.3k. Alright, they are moving to Vuzabaru. That's fine. It does not look like anybody followed me. So let's go with them to Vuzabaru. Or rather, let's hesitate here a little longer. Let's backtrack to there again. I need to delay me entering into this system. Oh, first battle group, it already popped up over here. And first battle group is only 8k. But I think combined with me, yeah, let's just do a beeline for them. And let's try and target their weaker fleet and get it out.
Fleet action underway.
We are immediately targeting all of these little drones. We have the Doctrine Interstellar Warfare. Gradual adaptation to the realities of deep space combat allow us to effectively coordinate larger maneuvers. Something else that would suck down... That's actually a really good shield, though. Because it has shield hardening. And I think that might actually be better than having the ancient pulse armor on everything, having some things with just large ancient suspension fields that can't be bypassed easily. But we want to get combat training first. Let's see, that would take, actually that would only take 7 months to knock out. Let's go ahead and get it, even if we don't use it immediately. I believe the conversion usually catches everything that is growing, even if you have it fixed. But I think it's always a good idea to double check. One of our Ichner Vol slaves sold on the slave market. Yeah, we've got a huge surplus of Ichner Vols since we're converting oxen litter over, and I'm slowly selling them off. Strike Force Pegasus is losing ships. We sold another Ichner Vol. Great Human Empire declared Ubaric Pious Nation their rival. And we are now connected to the capital of the Ubaric Pious Nation because that large fleet flipped this system fairly easily. Are any of you moving in? None of you are following me. We've just about got the smaller fleet taken care of. Hisman Protectors have declared war on the sovereignty of Tuxcali. It is a holy purge. It is the sovereignty of Tuxcali, the Soran Combined Clans, the Sovereign Jazajan Assembly, the United Nations of Earth, Allied Multics, and the Praku Interstellar Nations. I have a feeling the Hismen are probably going to get decimated, but they will do some serious damage. They do have very large fleets. So they would have gotten the sovereignty of Tuxcali because I guarantee you, they are on one of the... They have probably taken over one of the sacred worlds. Apparently we don't have enough intel to tab through and look. See, there's the Emerald Mausoleum. Why are they doing a holy purge? What planet of theirs did you take over? Must be in one of these systems we do not have any intel on. Oh, they were using the Worm class. And the Hunting Drake class. And the Leviathan class. That's actually not a battleship design of mine. The Glosterhenians insulted us. Have you even considered the notion of telling your citizens think for themselves? If you are frightened that it would lead to the end of the Commonwealth of Man, you are right. My citizens are incapable of thinking for themselves, as are you, as I have plainly seen. Federation League broke their migration treaty with the sovereignty of Tuxcali. We've actually been doing a pretty good job of holding our own for a while here, though we have lost ships. We're down to 3 battleships, 1 destroyer, and 6 destroyers, 1 cruiser, and 3 battleships. The cruiser and one of the destroyers has already fled combat. Now these are the unupgraded designs. Let me guess, you're bombarding the planet? No, not yet. You're repairing. I think after Pegasus finishes this, I'm going to send them back, of course, for repairs. I'm going to keep Gorgon parked over here because I'm going to expect more rebellions. If we can hold out for about 1 more week or so, Gorgon should be here to relieve us. We sold 2 more Ichner Vol. Here they come. Task Force Marasma is actually an ally. That's United Latrepians. It apparently destroyed something over here. Probably troop transports. They fled when my other power came in here. So we need to convert these. Move that way just to flip it. We also had some other allies sweeping in. We're going to disable take point here and send Pegasus back home. After we flip this starbase, we are going to proceed in here to bombard Ubaria. It only has about 300 garrison. They only brought 34 troops over here. Here comes the great human empires. His troops are just sitting there. They have a lot of troops. Why? So we ended up losing 8 destroyers, 2 cruisers, and a battleship. So Pegasus was not the best choice to send this way. I should have just decloaked Gorgon and sent them. But yeah, I will leave Gorgon loitering in this area. Autocracy of Rakaron entered a migration treaty with the Rishethian state. Alright, we did flip everything in this system. Genlot is in a migration treaty with the Federician League.
Fleet action underway.
Seems like their fleet that fled popped back up over here. They're now going to run afoul of Gorgon. They are wounded, so this fight shouldn't last too long. They'll probably flee in about 20 days when they can. We sold another Ignerval. I don't think they're going to get to flee. Now, since they had our tech, it says 2 frigates got away and 2 battleships. Since they had, we lost 7 frigates? Really? Since they lost, they had our tech, we won't get any debris from them at this point. Alright, Senate is still in recess for 2 days. We are going to support, as much as I hate doing it, I think we're going to support leverage privateering. That does reduce naval capacity. So let's quickly support leverage privateering so that it becomes the one that we are going after. Senate is now in session for it. That gives me a little bit more time to veto Reverence for Life. I've got 2 years, and then I can veto it. But leverage privateering should pass. If I pulled all of my support, it might be possible to get it to fail, but I'm okay with actual leverage privateering. Because my economy is going to get stronger, and I do want to hurt everyone else's naval capacity, because I am plan on building huge support for my navy. I've already got more than I actually need. Alright, let's actually pull back here to repair before we go with the bombardment. We'll let them do the bombardment for now. I've begun converting the oxen litter on Doran and Fincastle to be the new energy versions. That should be completed in 1 day.
New species variant available.
So if we go to Doran, we should be able to oust most of the Ignerval out of the technician slots. Now we have the oxen litter down here. They produce 1 more energy than them, and they're also producing a little bit of gases. Now that is not affected by this because it's not from jobs. It is a state of their population, but they will be producing a little bit more gases, and that clears up a few more Ignerval to be sold. I believe they might already be on the market. I do have quite a few Ignerval on here. So that was Doran. Let's check Ignerval. Go down to Doran. Yeah, we have 3 already for sale there. And if we go to Fincastle, the other one, Let's do it this way. Close out that, reopen it, actually close them both out, reopen them. Right now, these Oxenlit are very strong while these guys are not, so I am going to keep a couple of Ichnerval here as gas extractors. It's going to have to wait till I convert them. But while I would like the them down here, because they're very strong, they're keeping them as the gas extractors. At least until I can convert the Ichnerval over. I've also begun building an orbital ring around Leffingwell. Or St. Natchbel. Yeah, building it around St. Natchbel. We have a new proposal. Repeal minor administrative sanctions. I'm opposed to that. The Ubaric Pious Nation is suggesting it. It'll be pulled eventually. They're about to bombard the hell out of that planet, so this war shouldn't last much longer. We have established sleeper cells with the allied Multics. Let's go ahead and go back to the United Nations of Earth and begin acquiring a new asset. We will use the hacker because we want more research assets so we can consume them. We have finished repairing Strike Force Gorgon. So we will proceed to assist with the bombardment here. Oh, no need. They already have an invasion underway, so we can take Strike Force Gorgon, recloak them, and we will move them to Imileto. Or better yet, we'll move them to Jaltham and remain here in case there is further rebellion. That gives us fairly good access to all of our sectors. Sovereign Jazajan Assembly declared Soren Combined Clans their rival.
Science Division report success.
We have ancient suspension fields. Projected farther than regular shields, the suspension field technology uses ancient artifacts to slow time at the point of impact, to afford the shields a longer opportunity to dispel the incoming attack's energy. We're going to go ahead and knock out hostile environment adaptation. It'll take 4 months because we are down to 90% habitability with humans on most of the worlds. We need 10% more of habitability bonuses. Pegasus is fully repaired. We can now achieve the war goals here. We'll go ahead and send the offer. Auto confirmed. We have taken Vuzabaru back. Now we can begin the process of fixing the problems with this before we spin it off again. Right now there's a lack of humans here. We have some undesirable robots to purge. And most of these guys are domestic servants. So let's go to our species and check them real quick. We have the Bizati. They're proles. That actually makes them pretty good harvesters. We only have one of them. We have the Scythian, the Furbanite, more proles, the Ganvius, we have a Latrepian, they're actually agrarian, the Imtok, they actually have volatile excretions, the Polysimus and the Polysimus Superior are cybernetic, so we are going to change them to undesirables. The Rixie and the Ubaric and the Uthabulin. Now I think we will keep the Ubaric and the Uthabulin. We're going to swap them around a little bit. So I'm going to go through here real quick and do some species modifications. I went through and did some species modifications. I don't really want to terraform this world and use mine empire to control it. Right now, with a lot of domestic servants, it's going to have pretty good stability for a while, even if it's not working all the jobs it needs to. So what I plan on doing, I've already marked some of these as undesirables, mainly the robots and a few of the others, the plantoids and these arthropods, but I think I'm actually going to change the arthropods. I might make them indentured servants, and they may be the ones I put in charge of this place. I'm going to make the Ubaric the chattel slaves, the Latrepians the battle thralls, and the Uthabulans the domestic servants for these tundra worlds. And I think I am eventually going to turn the Scythian into the leaders over here. I need to do a modification of them, but I had started one and changed my mind about it because I had given them residence rights, and they don't need that right now. I don't want the residents in my empire just yet. I can breed enough of them so that they can promote up to those slots. And there's a few species I want to move off of this world to mine, and that is the Furbanites and the Bizati, I believe. If we go to the species tab, the Bizati are proles, so I'm going to turn them into our miners because that's a further 10% to minerals that they can do. And the Furbanites, being proles, also boost their army damage, so I am going to convert them to be our soldiers, our battle thralls, because that's just 10% more. That makes them pretty damn nasty. So they're actually going to end up replacing the Gleer. I will probably just phase out the Gleer as I replace them. For now, I will keep building the Gleer because they have the volatile excretions. And I'll probably end up getting rid of the Ichner Vol eventually at some point, when I get enough of the Bizati. Though I don't know, it may be a long time, because the problem with lithoids is they have a reduction to pop growth and assembly. But they also require minerals and not food. So maybe I don't bother with the Bizati and wait until I get proles that are another type. Yeah, I think we will just change these to undesirables and get them out of our empire. And we will actually have them work themselves to death. And just remove this template. So yeah, we won't be keeping the Bizati, but we will be keeping the Furbanites. Battle thralls don't really need to grow or assemble fast. I just want the lithoids bonuses to army health is what I'm really after. So yeah, the Furbanites will replace the Gleer, and then we'll eventually just get rid of the Gleer. So let's see if I go to my empire. Can I start building the Gleer already? I mean the Furbanites. No, I don't have any Furbanites. Oddly enough, I can start doing the MTOC. There's the Furbanites. Yeah, I can do the Furbanites as the battle thralls. So instead of growing more Gleer, we'll just return this. Oh, it is on any species. We'll just sell any Gleer we produce at this point that it is growing. But we need to find areas like this where we are producing Gleer and switch them to Furbanites. And then start getting some Furbanites around here. Actually, we can switch these to humans for now, rather than growing more Gleer. This one was just about to grow. So what we can end up doing is transferring the Gleer we have created over to these new worlds to serve as their enforcers and such. as we phase them out, we can use them as filler. We can also get rid of some of our surplus Ichner Vol, I guess, over here. Although they won't have the habitability here. That's the unfortunate part. And actually, neither will the Gleer. Change of plans. Okay, let's go to species and our Gleer. We're going to set their population controls to active so they don't breed anymore. Now I've got to wait for that modification I started to time out before I can get back to doing another one. In the meantime, I'm not really going to be doing a lot of construction or anything here. I'm just going to be shifting jobs around. It's got a little bit of devastation, but the stability will be high. It also has a lot of crime. Apparently there's nobody here to work the enforcer jobs. 2 enforcers would cut that down. So let's resettle some people to be enforcers over here for now. First, let's see if I have any worlds that have surplus or that I can spare oxen litters on. Preferably my old oxen litters. There's one as a gas extractor on Fincastle. Oh, here we go. Yeah, we'll spare these 2 moat harvesters from Mindos and resettle them to Ubaria. And they should be working as enforcers and cut down on the crime here for now. It says we'll have 4% crime, but that's actually 75% reduction, so we should only have about 7. But they're just going to be over here as enforcers until I shift out of here, this world. I'll probably take them back once some of these others get shifted so that they don't have the habitability issues. But I'll probably end up spending the next year, well, we're going to get the habitability bonus eventually, but I think I'll probably be spending the next few years modifying the pops over here. The Ubaric Pious Nation was destroyed. Ubaria now has low stability again. Minus 49 from the pop approval rating. As we get rid of some of the undesirables, that will correct itself. Let's see, stability from soldier jobs. We could get a little bit more stability. We don't currently have anybody else over here, I think, that can be soldiers. Because all of these are domestic servants. Let's see, domestic servitude. No, they can be soldiers. So some of our domestic servants could become soldiers. So we could declare martial law over here right now. That will end up creating 2 soldier jobs, which will add to stability. Well, no, it appears that apparently my domestic servants cannot be soldiers, because I guess soldiers were originally considered, and they never fixed it, specialist. So you have to be considered a specialist to be able to be a soldier. So I will need a few more. We did get the stability above 25 at least with the soldiers. But I will need to move some more over here to be enforcers, but I can correct that when I can actually do a species modification. I gave the Genlot Conclave 5,000 energy, 7,000 food, and 300 exotic gases to give them a good trade deal. We are actually positive with them for now, and I want to boost that up more by boosting their opinion so that we can get them out of the negative and get them under control. Alright, it's been another month. Let's check the planet again. They're growing humans here. There are no species that can grow on this planet, but it's showing one growing. And of course we're declining Rixie. So we'll be purging a lot of these. That will help with the happiness, because these people have very bad happiness, the species we are getting rid of. But why are you growing a human over here? Stability has dropped again. And we sold an Ichner Vol. We sold another Ichner Vol. Modified species project failed. Good, okay. Now we can go back to species. I can recreate the Scythian that I was trying to create to be the leaders over here. They have habitability and resettlement cost and growth from immigration, so I was working with that. I wanted to give them nomadic, even more growth from immigration. I wanted them to have rapid breeders so that they become a little bit more plentiful. And I still have 2 points to work with. We can give them docile so that they take up less empire size. Although this is going to be another empire, so it's not that big of a deal for me whether or not it removes empire size, honestly. Maybe we make them conformist instead. No, we'll give them adaptive back so they have pretty much good habitability. And we will set their rights currently to wrong one. No, it won't let us modify the rights. Let's do the modification from here. Let's delete this one and do the modification of these. Alright, so they are just starborn. We wanted to give them rapid breeders, nomadic, and adaptive. Now we can modify their slavery type, I believe, to make them indentured servants so that they can work the specialist jobs. Now the first ones we need to convert is we need to get more enforcers and stuff going here. So we need the battle thralls, we need the Latrepians.
New sit rep.
Says it'll take 2 months to do that, to convert one pop, but we're changing a lot from them. Since we have made them very strong docile for less empire size, communal and resilient, they're going to be fairly good battle thralls for the Tundra group. But yeah, it'll be July before this is finished, unfortunately. Soaring Combined Clans has completed a gateway. And the Miravandian Enterprises are in a research agreement with the Miravandian Coalition. United Nations of Earth is in a migration treaty with the Veteresians.
New species variant available.
So we completed with the Latrepian species. So now we have a battle thrall. We can open up one of the soldier spots to give us more stability. Yeah, I had to go back to them being the enforcers because of the crime level here and run an anti-crime campaign. Yeah, it's going to take us a little bit to deal with all of the crime and stuff over here. Now the next species I want to modify, let's go down to the Latrepians. Alright, I've got them as the battle thralls. Let's go ahead and change these Gleer to battle thralls. So I can open up that other soldier job and actually move my oxen litters off world again. Let's go ahead and convert the Uthabulin over.
New sit rep.
It'll only take 2 months. It'll be done in September. And that will give the Uthabulin the bonus to amenities we need for them. There's only a few here. They're all currently as clerks. We could have them displaced for the entertainers. And that will produce even more amenities to pretty much max out population happiness. We'll go ahead and start growing Latrepians here to replace the... Actually, we can do it to any species, and it should grow. That way we can replace the Gleer and just get rid of them. We'll probably end up selling them on the slave market. Now we do need to get a gene clinic over here to help with producing the species we need. But that's going to have to wait until we finish eliminating these robots. Because we need to get the crime... well, the robots aren't producing crime. We need to get the crime and the stability under control over here. And that may take a little bit of time. Miravandian Enterprises are in a commercial pact with the Miravandian Coalition. Soran built another gateway.
System reconnaissance completed.
The Fuzhou system has been fully surveyed. And there is indeed a raiding fleet in there. Do I want to risk jumping here? Let's go ahead and cloak and jump to there. And we'll see if there are raiders still setting up here. But yeah, it looks like they didn't lose that territory, or they reclaimed it one. Yeah, this is clear. So we can survey this system, and then when our jump drive has cooled down, we can jump out of here to Chor's Compass and survey that, and then keep moving on. One of our Ichnervals sold.
New species variant available.
We have completed the Uthabulin species, so that should add even more amenities here. And we have gotten the Stormfire cannons, advanced rotary autocannons capable of spewing a cloud of high explosive shells at a target. Well, there's the top level armor. Alright, it provides 290. So that's 70 more points. Now let's look at our ship designer. Let's start with the smalls. So 220, yes, 70 more points is what it provides. So we would be losing 120 to gain 150 in shields. It's still actually worth using the Ancient Pulse Armor. To going from 170. Yeah, we're losing 120 for 150. Alright, so the large is 1740. So we would be losing 720 to gain 900. it's actually still worth using the ancient pulse armor over the neutronium armor. There's the upgraded kinetic artillery. More cruiser hull points. Let's go ahead and get the final upgrade for torpedoes. That will take 2 years. And now that we've gotten the Uthobulans, let's convert the MTOC. This one is one I'm going to use on tomb worlds that I don't transfer, because I do know there's a couple around here that they haven't terraformed. And I can also use them in habitats as refiners. Now, I did give them noxious, so they gain happiness when there are non-noxious pops around, but they do a slight reduction to the non-noxious pops. It's only like 1% happiness, but they get 2 out of it per pop, which I think is still a good deal. So we'll go ahead and apply that template, and it takes 2 months to do that. They should get a nice boost to happiness. There's only 1 on that planet, though. The devastation is almost healed. Felnal have declared war on the Interstellar Picarian Coalition. And the Recruitium Imperium and Gudgan Commonwealth are also in that. They are attempting to vassalize the Interstellar Picarian Coalition. Just realized I should have done the Kithen first, because we are declining them. One of our Ichnerval sold. Autocracy of Rakaron broke their migration treaty with Interstellar Picarians. Federician broke theirs with the Fel Null. Another Ichnerval slave sold.
New species variant available.
Alright, let's go ahead and modify the Kithen.
New sitrep.
It'll take 2 months. Hopefully we will still have some Kithen left before that happens. We're going to lose another one. We currently have 3. 4, 5. Yeah, we currently have 5, actually. Sold another Ichnerval. It's switched. It's not declining them anymore, at least. United Nations of Earth recalled their embassy. Another Ichnerval slave sold. And another Ichnerval has sold. Now this should complete tomorrow, and they'll stop declining them. And them being indentured servants should help out a little bit here. Our crime is starting to decline a little more as we get rid of more of the undesirables. Let's check the slave market and see how many we still have up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we still have 6 slaves on the market to sell off. I really wish it would tell you where they were here, rather than having to go to sell slaves and scan down through here to see which worlds these are from. Looks like none of them are from Doran. They're probably Destiny. Yeah, there's a couple from Destiny. One from Hawksworth. Obviously, they're from somewhere else that I have missed. A couple more from Destinicon.
New species variant available.
Alright, the Kithen are finally converted, so they're no longer considered undesirables. They've jumped up to be artisans and farmers. We don't need them as the farmers. We want to push them further up. I'd actually rather have them working as the researchers, but it keeps wanting to go to artisans. We have an overabundance of artisans. Yeah, you guys research, so I get more research out of this. Let's actually see if we can boot out and bring the Uthobulan up here. There we go. Their happiness is still pretty low. And we should see about doing a couple of other of these species. There's one Furbanite that wasn't converted. Yeah, let's go ahead and convert the Ubaric, although that will get rid of a lot of domestic servants. That will drop our amenities quite a bit, but I think it's going to be worth it. No, actually we would end up with a lot of unemployment, because I don't believe there's 51 jobs for them. Let's have a look at that planet again. They can be the clerks, that's 9. Farmers, that's 13. Miners, that's 21. And that's it. Now we have a surplus of artisan and metallurgist jobs here. After we get the system capital complex, we need to start shifting over to get more mining jobs before we convert them. So yeah, let's just let our research go through for a while, because that's really the only one left to swap over, I think. Yeah, just the Ubaric. We'll just hold off on that. We're actually building up some minor artifacts, but that's because it's expensive to do the final refits for these fleets. Got some dividends from the Fortress Legionnaires, a lot of minerals and food. We're actually close to cap on some of these. Buy some consumer goods, buy some food, buy some alloys, some rare crystals, and sell some minerals. No, I hit buy. Crap. Well, that was a waste of money. There, that should get us down to a reasonable level. United Latrepian Domains was given association status by the Pan-Galactic Pact. We sold another slave. We still have 5 on the market right now. They're not selling as fast as I need to get rid of them. Soran built another gateway. We sold another Ichner Vol. I also put a whole bunch of the Ubaric up for sale. We renegotiated the deal with the Jinn lot. I had to give them a little bit of research to get them a little more positive so we could add a holding. That's all I was really able to do. So now they're earning a little bit more positive. We can get their loyalty positive soon, I would hope. And now we can build the Ministry of Truth to start getting some, because they have sufficient population. We should be able to start getting some influence from them. Tendrazun built a branch office on Destinicon. Veterisian League have started building a science nexus. Crash and burn, Veterisi. We sold another Ichner Vol.
Science Division reports success.
We have hostile environment adaptation. Further study into the hazardous environments found on other planets help alleviate the difficulties that colonizers encounter in their day-to-day lives on foreign worlds. We'll get the efficiencies of scale next, so we're producing more science and unity from our jobs. We have sufficient materials to handle the upkeep increase. That'll take about 1.5 years. We sold another Ichner Vol, and this should be the final robot to purge. It hasn't disappeared just yet. If we go off the planet and back, yeah, it's still showing it, but it's been purged. We sold another Ichner Vol. We have a new proposal. Repeal minor administrative sanctions. The Interstellar Picarian Coalition proposed this. I'm opposed to it. Yeah, they're in breach of neutral defenders.
Recon pass completed.
And we are able to jump again. We'll head to Chor's Compass and then survey that system. After we survey this system, we'll go ahead and survey that one before heading down this way to see what's beyond here. Sold another Ichner Vol. I was going to modify the oxen litter I moved over to 2 of my worlds, Doran and Fincastle. However, there's only a grand total of 2, and it would take 2 months to do the project. I don't think that's worth delaying my research 2 months just to swap over 2 pop. Crime continues to be a problem on Ubaria, and an extensive criminal underworld has now taken root on the planet. Some areas have descended into lawlessness or been taken over completely by criminal organizations. Crime is at plus 15. Criminal jobs, 1 extra per 33 planet crime. So we will end up having some criminals here. We've got to completely eliminate the crime to get that to go away. And they should update in a day. There we are. We have 2 criminal jobs. And it'll probably be next month before it shifts people over. United Nations of Earth closed their borders to us. We got an official within the human hierarchy in the United Nations of Earth. An attaché. Oh, their president is a Praku. So that attaché is not what I was hoping for. That's another diplomacy sabotage. We should be close to finishing our first habitat. Our project timed out. United Etherian State recalled their embassy. And we sold one of our Ubaric slaves. A particularly observant operative in the Veteresian League has laid their hands on part of a Veteresian encryption key. It would seem a careless Veteresian politician mislaid the device whilst commuting. This bodes well enough for our operatives in the Veteresian League, but our study of the device's unique design has revealed novel insights for our general approach to code breaking. So for the next 2 years, we get a +1 to code breaking. We've completed the orbital ring in I believe it was St. Natchbel. But I can't spare the influence right now. I have to save it up for a veto. We will have the Stevedore return to Poligar Station. Not Ithilium Station, Poligar. The final undesirable has been purged. We sold a couple more Ubaric slaves. That will end up reducing the crime here as we get rid of surplus population. And I realize amenities, high amenities only affect citizen pop happiness, not slaves. So the high amenities are not really doing a whole lot of good here on this planet right now. We sold an Iknerval, and the Soren combined clans built yet another gateway. Sold another Ubaric. Mirvandian Coalition has declared the Tenderzun their rival. We've completed the construction of our first habitat, and it is finally time to ready a colony vessel to make landfall on a world we ourselves have created. From its mechanized core to its highest mountains, every nut, bolt, creek, and cranny has been designed to fit our needs perfectly in our new home among the stars. Rhea will be our new colony here, and it is going to be a refinery. Now we can move our developer elsewhere. We'll enter orbit of Earth 2, preparing to build another orbital ring at this point. Sold another Ubaric.
Recon pass completed.
We finished Chor's Compass and are now en route to Rink Bakun. We'll probably get our stealth popped when we move there.
Science Division reports a new breakthrough.
Devastator torpedoes. Advanced torpedoes with very powerful warheads. They have a sleeker design, faster engines, and upgraded shield modulators for slipping through energy screens. That pretty much leaves the Marauder missiles as the only lockdown tech we have. It would take about 1.5 years, so we'll get working on it After that, we can return to some of these techs up here. Maybe knock out a quick win like armor hardening. We'll also have the science nexus in about the same time. Now we should be getting stem cell stimulation next month. Yeah, the Voyager was forced to decloak. I figured it would be. Miravanian Coalition are in a migration treaty with the autocracy of Rakaron. Stem cell stimulation. Optimization of cloning facilities will allow for parallel embryonic development. This will give us a boost to the monthly organic pop assembly, which should really help out. And then in about 6 more years, we will get retroviral manipulation to cut down on how much it costs us to modify our species before we start proceeding on with the rest. Autocracy of Rakaron is in a commercial pact with the Miravanian Coalition. We sold another Ubaric. And yet another one. We got about 20 on the market. Despite recent improvements, Governor Khalil Elbaz has got arrested development. That, I think, is the newest governor I picked up purely to try and cut down on the crime a bit here in Ubaria. He is an Iron Fist, so he's boosting slave pop resource output. And again, that only affects worker level. It would not affect slaves that are working as researchers, for example. Yeah, they're only getting the 4% bonus from the governor, not a further 10 for his ability. And the same works for slaves working artisan or chemist jobs. Empress Carla I, we understand that your empire is home to an individual whose brilliant mind transcends the tragic primitiveness of your species. While the talents of Eleanor Smith Jr. are sadly wasted in the Commonwealth of Man, the Queptilian have always have a use for skilled scientists to work in our archives. As such, we are offering you a unique chance to earn our favor by allowing us to take charge of her. We already have a ship en route to pick her up, so you need only say yes and everything will be settled. I'm sure you won't want to disappoint us, do you? We will never give one of our own to alien hands. Where's your fleet? 450k strength. Maybe if I combined all of my fleets, I might have that. Well, the Fortress Legionnaires alone is 200. That right there is another 150, so that's 350. But yeah, all of these together might get it up to 400. I really need to get back to reinforcing my fleets, which does remind me Gorgon could be reinforcing. It doesn't require... Yeah, we'll just have them... they'll actually be turning out right there at Vuzabaru, right where it is, nearby where it is. We'll actually have them churn out there. It'll now be at full strength. I do need to retrofit it when we get a few more technologies. Actually, I could probably retrofit that ship design now, because it's just going to get the flak cannon upgrade. Nothing else here is changing, so it would stay within power level. And the Gorgon's Breath now could get the Devastator Torpedo, and that would be the only change to it. But we can do those upgrades later, after we have reinforced, say in about 6 months, because nothing else will be upgraded on them, and that will improve their firepower. Unless I get the upgraded armor, there's not really a change I want to do to the Gorgon's Breath. Or the upgraded cloak generator. I believe there is one more level of it. Scientist Yun Jiao has gained Voidcraft. That's the one aboard the Voyager. So we have a replacement for Eleanor Smith when she passes away. Sold another Ubaric. And yet another one. They'll be trickling on. It's helping get the crime under control here. The Mobilizing uprising has begun while your fleets were inside the new enemy's borders. The Galactic Vassal administration has declared war on the human combine. It originally called it the Mobilizing uprising, but yeah, so we now have another empire we're going to have to deal with. They have a what strength fleet? 60k. We will move Gorgon down here. It would take 5 months to get there while cloaked. I believe we could get there a lot faster if we decloaked. Well, not a lot faster. It looks like it's only shaving 12 days off of it. And we'll be able to cloak before we recloak before we get there, I think. Alright, so my fleet that was kicked out will be back in 3 months. That was a transport fleet. So we're going to have another sector we're going to have to take control of, and of course that got rid of the human combine. They pretty much will not exist anymore, unless they maintained a planet in this system. No, they lost both planets. So we can expect there will be more rebellions through here for planets we have to put down. It might be worth actually converting these over to temperate rather than playing around with, let's see, what is this? That one is Alpine. That one is a continental world. So we could make this the capital and put humans on it. Well, we already have humans there, yes. But maybe we make another species the primary here. Maybe the Bessidon, since they wanted to rebel. Lots of robots to get rid of when we take over this world. Alright, they are moving to start capturing territory, I bet. Yeah, they're pushing to Dracus, it looks like. Sold another Ubaric. Our trade treaty for the Bulwark prefabs has expired with the Latrepians. We do need to renew that. Because that gives us a reduction in the upkeep of our defense platforms, as well as the build cost. You interested in consumer goods at all? Yeah, we'll give them 4,000 consumer goods for a 30-year deal. That's excellent. Actually, I'll go ahead and give them 5,000. As soon as I stop hitting the wrong key. I'll go ahead and give them 5,000 just for a little bit extra, because we get surplus of this stuff. Which does remind me I need to spend some more energy credits because we're about to cap. Just go ahead and buy back the 5,000 that we just gave them. Glossworhenians broke their migration treaty with the autocracy of Rakaron.
Construction complete.
Hawksworth Station has finished its queue. It was upgrading. I did this, I think it took 2 years. So I did this a couple of years ago so that I could start adding additional buildings. Hawksworth is one of my energy worlds. So we can go ahead and put the building here. We can put a stratospheric ionization element that will add more energy credits for technicians. Not that we are hurting for energy credits. Soran broke their migration treaty with the autocracy of Rakaron. I went ahead and moved some artisans off of Unity over to here to work as the politicians and as the merchant. I was able to end martial law because we now have 3 enforcer jobs, so it pushed up the 2 soldiers to be enforcers. We've just about got crime under control here, and stability is no longer an issue with the humans having just about full happiness because of the high amenities. But we are going to remove the humans from this world before we spin it off. We're going to pull them back to the rest of our empire, and we are going to make the Kithen the rulers of this empire, this little vassalage, because we don't want to stay on a world that we do not have full habitability on. So we probably will, over here in Massum, make these Bessadon the rulers over here, since they do have a world, and they can keep any humans we have over here, because they do have a world that is fitting for humans, this Forge world. Yeah, we can move the humans over here and temporarily have some humans on Mullinex before we promote up the Bessadon, because the humans will still retain citizenship, I believe, and be able to work those jobs.
Science Division reports a new breakthrough.
We have efficiencies of scale. Increased population density gives us an opportunity to further increase productivity. We'll go ahead and get the refit standards, speeding up the build speed and reducing the upkeep of our ships. We'll have that in a year. United Latrepians accepted the deal. What are they firing? Well, those are all battleships, so they're probably X-class weapons that they initially launched. It didn't take down the shields that quickly, though, thankfully. Actually, this is showing that its shields are gone. Yeah, it did completely drain the shields on the actual Star Fortress. We sold another Ubaric. And another one. Yeah, they're about to flip that system. How far out are we still? It looks like they may have suffered some losses. We are still 3 months out from hitting Massum. Where are they headed next? Looks like they're going to Weirtham. No colonies in that system, so they'll just be hitting a outpost. What is all of that? Oh, that's my reinforcements. Sold another Ubaric. Our transport fleet arrived over here. We'll bring it to Najaga in preparation to go into Massum and retake the planets. We're about a year away, and we need 54 more influence to veto Reverence for Life. We get 7.5 a month, so in about 7 months we should have that. United Latrepian Domains broke their migration treaty with the autocracy of Rakaron. Hisman Protectors made peace with the Star Realm of Shar. A status quo. It doesn't look like much has changed. Though it does look like they obliterated the Hisman Protectors fleet. It's only got a 5.7. I'm not sure what range its weapons are, but I'm going to stay uncloaked at this point.
Engaging enemy station.
We sold a Glear. Sackplot Society encountered in the Rent Bakun system. They appear to be in the late medieval age, or the equivalent of a Renaissance, having recently left the medieval age behind them. Scientific knowledge is spreading rapidly, and the armies of their petty kingdoms are equipped with crude gunpowder-based projectile weapons. What type of planet is that? Tropical. Let's have a look at them. They're using the exact same icon as the Zakplot vestige in the United Nations of Earth game. After the recent victory in the Mossum system, Admiral Apurva Dodamani appears to have developed new interest in naval theory. She has begun experimenting with some radically new strategies and tactics. Got the Trickster trait for more combat disengagement chance. Scientist Bogdan Grishin has gained maniacal through hard work and experience. And that's going to prevent that constructor from being able to escape. Oh, it did get away. Before the hyper relay did manage to flip. Well, we're going to pull back to the orbit here to let our reinforcements catch up, and then begin bombarding these planets. We sold another Ubaric slave. Yeah, we did take some hull damage. 400 points. They had disruptors and railguns. The lack of shields slowed down the railguns because they were bad against armor
Our
anyway.
pioneers have made planetfall.
And we have begun colonizing our new habitat. It will take 8 months to colonize. We sold another Ubaric slave. Veterician League built a gateway. We are fully reinforced now. Rishethian State closed their borders to us. Miravandian Enterprises and the Democratic Glirin Union have both closed their borders to us. Miravandian Coalition did as well. United Latrepian Domains is in a migration treaty with the Autocracy of Rakaron. We have lost connection to the Tendrzun, the Miravandian Coalition, and the Miravandian Enterprises. We sold a Gleer. Looks like they're going to sweep another outpost. Rishethian State is in a migration treaty with the Glosterhenian Confederacy. Soran built another gateway. I'm going to go ahead and move this transport fleet in here, in orbit of Mulino. It's about to be conquered anyway. Bid Taraka will fall pretty quickly. Actually, yeah, let's just go land there. And we can probably pick up one of our leaders just to give them experience.
System reconnaissance completed.
Strike Force Gorgon is repaired. We can now go hunt down. It's up to a 74. That's kind of tough. Where are you headed? You're retaking the Star Fortress. We will hold here. Actually, let's go ahead and cloak. And we will hold here for now to see what they do. Mulino is now mine. They'll probably take Bid Tarakis pretty quickly as well, and then we can just end the war. So let's actually land our armies on Mulino. Rent Bakun is fully surveyed. And why is it, since I did meet them, why is it still showing a question mark? We met that empire. We're now on our way down this way. And we have a new proposal I just noticed. Minor research sanctions. Brienne and Stellar Nation is proposing that. This has been proposed before, but we'll go ahead and support it. We need about 2 more months before we can veto this. 2 to 3 months. We just sold another Ubaric, and I just realized I forgot to check what our Unity and all changed to. It went up to about 2,500, but it doesn't look like there was much of an impact on our actual research. It's all pretty much about the same. So that 10% extra resources from jobs, that would be Proclass, and Unity would be our 2 primaries, was apparently a drop in the bucket compared to what we were already getting. Okay, let's see what all bonuses our researchers were getting. 35 from the buildings. Well, it would have been 25 from the buildings, 20 from the Ecumenopolis, 10 from the relay network. That would be 55. Another 75 from the Empire would increase that to 120 or 130. Then we had another 40 from research assistance, planetary features, and intelligent. That would have put it up to 170. Another 27 from the governor and the natural sociologist. Well, the natural sociologist only affects one thing. So let's go with another 35 from high stability in the governor. That would put it at 200% right there. Another 10% would have been a small fraction. Sold another Glear. We're about to cap on that, so let's go ahead and buy some more food just to give us a cushion. Sold another Ubaric. I'm doing another species. I had one last Furbinite that was on Ubaria. I pulled it off of Ubaria to the rest of my empire, and I'm in the process of adjusting it. And we are already at a position where we can achieve our war goals. So we have won this war. I can reland my transport fleet on the planet. And now our planets have low stability. We do have humans here, but they are suffering from saved from slavery. Yeah, okay, yeah. So they're happy. The stability should fix on this world shortly. What species do we have here? We have Glear. We have a lot of humans here. We have the oxen litter, and we have several robots that we are purging. We also do have an Ubaric on here. We will move him to but neither of these are in a good habitability here. So we will shift them over to the other world. This Wasigi is also not a species we are interested in. Let us shift them to undesirables. Now the Uthabulin and the Ubaric can be shifted off this world. The Glear will probably end up selling. These are some of our old battle thralls, apparently. The ones we had sold before. Now over here on Mulino, we have half Kesem, the Bessidon, Ganvius, which should have been undesirables. We have another Mtok. Now for now, we can use these Glear as enforcers. We've got to wait a day before we can really start adjusting these and resettling people. But yeah, this Ganvius should be an undesirable. And then we have the half Kesem and the Besodon are the only new ones, I think, on here. So we are going to keep this species for Mulino. We'll create a template for them. Mulino is what kind of world again? It is an Alpine world, so they should have the Alpine preference, yes. Alright, so what do we want to give the Besodon? They're going to be the rulers, eventually. We'll give them traditional. We'll give them rapid breeders, so that they remain the most plentiful here. And docile. The other species we picked up was the they were from the Vingral, the half Kesems. They have Alpine world preference. We'll get rid of Decadent and Talented. We'll give them Thrifty. And that will work. And this will be the Vingral Kesem. They will remain domestic servants. They're mainly here for like trade and stuff. And we're going to enable population controls for all of these root species we don't want breeding. We're going to make these indentured servants for now. But we're going to have to let it progress a little. The Besodon administration has been no more. Now we can resettle here. So we need 4 humans. We'll just pull them from Unity from the artisans, I believe. We can handle the... actually, no, not Unity. We have other factory worlds we could pull them from. Mindos, for example. There, we have them as the leaders. That should keep stability under control. We could pull that Glear from the other world. Bid Taraka. That should get this under control. While we purge the undesirables, that'll drop the rest of the crime rate. And over here, we can have the humans be the enforcers for now before we start adding stuff, more people over here. Now we do need to switch out some buildings. Oh, they do have clone vats here. Wait, that's Unity. Alright, we need to switch out some buildings. This place would actually be better for agrarian. Let's go ahead and add a clone vat to each of these worlds so that we can get the population the way we want it. We're going to make this an urban world for now, as well as this one, just to cut down on maintenance. And we will create this as its own sector. And let's see about hiring a new leader. There we are, an Iron Fist. Dermot Chase. Alright, now that that system's under control, we will send Strike Force Gorgon back over here, because we will likely have a rebellion in one of these areas next. Rishethian State broke their migration treaty with the Glosterhenians. We have a new proposal. While we're here, we're lacking 9, so 2 more months. Minor military sanctions, re-proposed by the Verzak. We will support that.
New species variant available.
We completed modifying that one Furbinite we had. That was on Unity. So now we should be able to shift out one of these Glear for him and put that Glear on the market. I think the market is entirely dominated by my slaves right now. We have a whole bunch of Ubaric and Vassal that are up here awaiting being sold. We have yet another proposal. Minor economic sanctions is reproposed by the Miravandians. Autocracy of Rakaron is in a migration with the Lost Rahenians. And so are the Citizens Alliance of Orcam Fung. We sold an Ubaric. Miravandian Coalition is in a research agreement with the Autocracy of Rakaron. We sold another Ubaric. And the Adnoran League is in a migration treaty with the Hierarchy of Moffith. We should now be able to veto Reverence for Life. Now we need to build up our influence again. Soren Combined Clans is in a migration treaty with the Autocracy of Rakaron.
Construction complete.
Hawksworth Station has completed its stratospheric ionization elements to boost energy credit production. And Eleanor Smith Jr. has finally passed away. Oh, there we go. Ernesto Morales is exactly the type we need for this research. The Marauder missiles. Right now it's going to fail, which I'm actually fine with. I mean, eventually I would want this in here to lower everyone else's naval capacity, but I'm not that worried whether this one passes or fails, honestly. And we capped on energy credits when we sold a new Ubaric slave. Let's just buy a chunk to get our... There we go. We got our credits down quite a bit from that.
We have claimed a new world.
We've completed refit standards. Standardizing workflows for upgrading and retrofitting ship components can lead to massive efficiency gains. We can create a penal colony now. Let's go ahead and research that. It'll take about a year. And we can also start doing some other refitting of species, even though it will take a bit of time. For example, these new humans we picked up. That's our first priority.
New sitrep.
That will take 3 months. And we establish Rhea in the Maestro system. This is going to be a refinery. We currently have one unemployed human. We'll be able to shift to another world. We are going to start this as a leisure station. No, as a habitat for the amenities right now, while we build a leisure district. And we need to move some Farine over here when it gets close to completion so that they can take the entertainer jobs that pop up. There will be 3 entertainer jobs. We'll bring three Farine over here. But we can go ahead and resettle this human to Proclos, where they will become a researcher. Tindrazun built a branch office on Doran. We sold another Ubaric. And another one. It's time to renew our agreement with the curators. Our logistics support service needs to be renewed with the Fortress Legionnaires. I think we can wait 10 years to renew this. We already have a surplus of naval capacity. So, well, let's just go ahead and renew it. Yeah, we've got the money surplus. We'll just go ahead and renew it. And again, we are very low on minor artifacts. Leverage privateering did indeed fail. So in 2 years, it looks like the sanctions will be popping up here. And we'll need to veto the Charter of Workers' Rights or Comfort the Fallen eventually. But it has been another 5 years. So thank you all for watching, and hopefully we'll see you next time.